Hi, Miley.
You're free to come. Oh, there she is.
Hey!
And now we just.
You could mute the voice chat, because otherwise I think it's going to double.
Okay, I did.
Okay, cool. How's it going?
It's good. Now I'm watching you talking to me, which is really kind of freaky.
We're going to be 15 seconds behind, so everything Steve does.
Now I'm freaking you out.
I was listening to Crispin, and I tried to submit an obnoxious question, but
Did you not read it?
I wanted to ask him what kind of pants he had on. I was going to ask something really crude, but I didn't know who was listening. So.
No, that would be me.
I think it's a legitimate question.
Yeah, I think I would ask.
You would have asked that.
Like, hold it.
Well, if he's still around, he should probably write in and tell me what kind of pants he's wearing. I'm gonna go with skinny jeans.
Okay. Oh, he just replied. He wears no pants. So,
What do you do that on?
on Skype. Oh. So, that answers all our questions.
Okay, I know people want to know.
I think he made a lot of people in the chat happy.
There you go.
Thank you.
Cool, we got
And now they're
you're on
envisioning
video too.
We'll probably set your boards on fire with donations.
Yes. Hi, Miley.
Yeah.
Good to see you now. Cool. So how have you been since last year?
Oh, am I on?
Yeah,
now you're
yeah.
looking at me like this?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just I just happen to have this.
I completely forgot about that.
Keep talking. I mean, I don't want to distract you at all. At all.
I
really.
can't concentrate. I just see an
so
M.
shiny.
It's heavy.
That's the closest we're ever gonna get.
Yeah, that is literally the closest we're ever going to get to that.
Nah. I forgot that I just kind of licked it and touched it, and I just brought it to a school for some fifth graders, so I'll probably come down with some sort of horrible strain of pneumonia in about 20 minutes.
We'll get it all live.
We hope you get well soon.
So what are you doing that has you going to visit fifth graders in elementary schools?
That's a good question.
It was the National Night of Reading or Day of Reading or something like that. So I went and read Where the Wild Things Are to a school, like a charter school, middle school.
Oh.
And it was short, but I came because of being Naruto, and I'm on this new Disney show called Lab Rats. So someone asked me to do it, and I said, okay. That's it.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Did any kid in the audience yell out, "Read it as Naruto"?
No, but they asked me to do the voice, and I'm like, believe it! No, I didn't say that. And then I beat them over the head because I was like, I haven't said that since episode 18.
How is it? How's working on Naruto? I mean, it's never going to end, so you get to do that for the rest of your life.
Please God, may it never end. I got to pay the mortgage. It's fun. We took a 5-month, really I hadn't worked on it since October, so we started up again last month. I'm sorry, last week. And so I've done 2 episodes in the last 2 weeks, but I hadn't done any since October. So, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know if we were caught up or what. I haven't been seeing it on Disney XD, so I don't know if they took it off the air and now it's back. I don't really know what's going on, but I banged out about 6 episodes. They were mostly fillers.
There's been a lot of those recently, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's episodes like number 3. I know the last one I did was around 365 or 367 or something. So, yeah. That's how Naruto is.
Yeah, so who's next? Steve, do we have questions from the chat yet? I see a lot of just
let them
random
come up.
Naruto.
No, just one thing I wanted to bring up, because I remember last year when we had you on, you mentioned that you were you were on set for the third Transformers movie, and when I saw it over the summer, and yeah, you were in 2 scenes. I remember I think the first one was the elevator. I was like, it's Naruto.
And then I guess you kind of hear me. I did 3 big scenes, and they were real prominent, like, the camera's right in my face, I'm doing all this big stuff, and none of that ended up in there, and I guess I should buy the DVD and see if it's on the extras. If anybody knows, let me know. But I had some really hilarious moments that I was able to do, that they gave me to do, and I did my own stunts, and that was pretty fun, and of course, none of that crap ended up in the film. Apparently, Transformers is about robots, not people.
When did this happen?
Who knows?
What is this country?
It just seems like the live-action movies are more about a young man's sexual frustration than it is about robots. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
That's what they tell
But
me.
Shia LaBeouf and I are like this, man. We're tight. Tight. I was there for 8 days. He said hello.
You really can't get closer than that. That's how most
No.
of my relationships are.
He's a little guy, so I didn't want to scare him.
So we saw the Emmy there, but you were also
Oh, wait. Yes?
no, but you were also in Rango, the Academy Award-winning for
That's
Best
true.
Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Just wondering what your
That's right.
experience was like on that.
It was phenomenal, and I got to tell you, I don't get the statue, of course, because I'm way down the line, but it was phenomenal, and I was at an Oscar party in LA, and
Wow.
I just jumped up and down. I was so excited. It was great working on it. I worked with Gore Verbinski. I didn't see Johnny Depp, which is a bummer, and for some stupid reason, I didn't go to the wrap party. Which I should have, because he was there and everybody was there, and I don't know why I didn't go. They asked me stuff like, "Do you want to wear a hat or have a gun?" And I was like, "No, not really," because it was in the beginning of the process, so it was very confusing. I didn't know how they were doing it, which was on a soundstage, which you usually don't do. But I improvised almost all my stuff, and I did a whole bunch of characters, so I didn't know what was going to end up in the movie until I sat at a huge screening at Paramount. They had 2 nights of screenings, 2 showings each, and there were thousands of people. So I have to go see the movie again, because when I watched it, all I was doing was sort of listening for my voice, to hear when I would end up. Because I didn't know what character I would be. In fact, the character that I did, that they told me I was doing, wasn't the one that I ended up being in the movie with. So
Cool.
yeah.
I think the funniest question I saw in the chat was what her favorite Naruto character was.
Hello, Naruto.
Doesn't make
People
any
always
sense.
ask me that. I'm like, are you kidding? The show's not named Sasuke.
Not anymore.
It's almost like asking, hey, if they keep making new episodes of Naruto, do you want to voice Naruto?
Well, there was a time where I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do him anymore once he grew older. So it was a little nerve-wracking.
It's good you stayed on for that. It didn't
Yeah,
change.
honestly, I think with that kind of character, it's kind of like I couldn't see him with an older teenage
It's
voice.
like the Japanese voice for Goku in Dragon Ball Z.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
And
Hey,
there's
I like
Luffy in One
I
Piece.
know,
I don't think it would be very fitting to have a much deeper voice, or sound like Crispin Freeman or something like that.
Well, I made it a little bit deeper, but if you notice the Japanese actress, Junko, her voice hasn't changed significantly either. If you listen to her as younger Naruto and older Naruto, it's not that big of a difference. It's sort of more of a maturity and mentality than it is vocally.
Yeah.
So, if they didn't want me to do it, they certainly wouldn't have had me do it. You know what I mean? They would have just, I have no power, so they would have just been like, "You're done," which would suck.
Any more?
I'm trying to find it.
Not doing a good job. You missed Miley's awesome question about pants. At least we got the answer.
There's a weird question that says, it's like, Miley, can you tell me which movie is it that Naruto dies in?
No.
These are the kind of quality questions I'm getting.
She knows, but she's not going to tell you.
I get most of my information on it from Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who is our director, and because I don't read the manga. I don't have time to read the manga because I'm kind of busy on camera.
That's
I do on camera stuff.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that most of the fans are way ahead of me in the whole arc of the Naruto, the whole arc of the series. They definitely are. So I'll hear things once in a while, and then I'll be like, "Wow, really?" But Mary Elizabeth will tell me when I'm in the booth recording, sort of where we are and what's in the future, and who's who. And after you haven't recorded for 5 months, you do need a little bit of a refresher about who's the bad guy and stuff like that, or what has just preceded this. Because if you haven't done it for 5 months and you're doing an episode, which is one episode after the last one you did, you won't remember what happened, So.
All right. I got one question. I think I'm going to rephrase it though. Are there any anime that you've seen that you enjoyed? Wish you could be in the voice cast if you haven't been in it?
I don't watch a lot of anime. I mean, I'll catch some sometimes, and honestly, like I love anime, but I've been doing more original animation, like pilots and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Probably some will go nowhere, but I enjoy creating a character from the ground up. So I see a lot of those shows that I go, oh, I wish I'd done that. By the time I watch any anime, which I don't watch anime that much, it seems like the characters are already defined, and I go, well, it's not that I could do a better job, you know. I don't ever think. I mean, unless someone's really crappy. I'm like, hey, I could do that voice, and I do try it in my house like a lunatic. But no, not really. I had a chance at being a long time ago at being Astro Boy. I came that close to being Astro Boy, and I didn't get it.
I can see that though. That's not
for the film Astro Boy that came out.
Yeah, I think it was
the film, and they had a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the 2004 one.
Yeah, it didn't have much of a run, I guess, ratings wise, but yeah.
Remember, it was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it bounced around.
Yeah, it came down to me, and I think Candy did it. Candy Milo, who's a good friend of mine. You know, I see those things all the time, and I'm like, oh, that could have been me. You know, I mean, I'll drive down into Hollywood, and I'll see a big billboard, and it'll be, I'll be like, that was me. But
sorry,
comes and goes.
You said that you like to be like involved in creating a character. What's sort of the key thing in creating a character? What do you try to lock onto when you're creating something like that?
Oh, there's some weird ad.
Oh yeah, that's Ustream. You can just mute your computer.
I thought I had it muted. Hold on a minute. Now you're hearing. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, I'm having a technical problem.
That's fine. We're still here whenever.
Can't hear you. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I
No.
don't know.
Okay. Sorry.
I had it on mute, but the ad prevails.
The ad always prevails.
Yeah.
That's
What was the question?
So when you say you like to be involved in sort of the creation of a character, what are you trying to lock onto? What's important to you when you're creating a character like that?
Oh, I think to give it a personality that shines through the microphone. You know, if you hear a flat read, and I'm not going to bash any movie stars that do movies, but let's just think of a movie like Shrek and some of the
Billy West already did that for you.
Oh, okay. But like I look at Shrek, and it's like there are a couple great voices, and then some really, really, really bad people in Shrek that get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I think you can imagine who they are. And so I look at that, and I'm like, that's a really flat performance. So I try to not do that. So listening to bad animation is just as good as listening to people that you really admire. You know, people like Maurice LaMarche, and my good friend Tara Strong, who does 1,000 series, and so I guess I just try and make it pop off the page and give it a little personality, which it's funny, like shows like Disney as a network doesn't enjoy a lot of like sort of noise in between, like or vocal sort of squeaks or pops, but some companies do, and so I guess I excel more at characters that are really kind of quirky and off the wall.
We kind of hit on a little bit of that, but I know when we got when we were honored by getting the opportunity to meet Billy West, upstate New York. He was talking a lot about the fact that celebrities are kind of moving into the voice acting world. I was just wondering your opinions on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sucks. I mean, it's I have some friends that are celebrities, very good friends that are very famous celebrities, and if they have distinct voices and they do a good job, then I think they're amazing, but if they're just celebrities that don't really have a distinct voice and don't know how to do the job, it's terrible, and it's gotten very, very, very hard to sort of like, there was this great time period of 8-10 years where everybody was churning out great stuff, and now it's like you're competing against some kid that's on some Nickelodeon show, who might not do a good job, but he's on the Nickelodeon show, so they want to cross-market.
Yeah.
Like Zac Efron gets cast in the Lorax.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Taylor Swift.
I think a lot of the DreamWorks films are those the ones.
I don't know exactly who does Lorax. Is it Blue Sky or something?
No. Danny DeVito does the Lorax himself.
Well, yeah, but
and he's got a great distinct.
Like that kind of casting is different because
But
when someone's like, I want a voice like Danny DeVito, you cast Danny DeVito.
Yeah. I heard Zac Efron in that, but he doesn't strike me as a person that would be that remarkable in the role, and I could be wrong. But you know what? He's adorable. He's good at what he does. I don't know that what he does is. I don't know that he's good at animation, but I can't judge. I can't judge.
It's good that you brought up that film because I was going to mention I actually did wind up seeing it, and I don't think any of the main cast was miscast at all. I thought it was a decent performance, but some like the minor characters, they just I don't know who the hell they casted, but some of them were just really piss poor performances, and
really
it distracted me. I know it distracted my friend sitting next to me. He just said like whoever they got playing the mother can't voice act. I was just like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would have to look.
Not really.
It does come down to that. I mean, I have, I have such weird opinions when I go see the big films in theaters. Right. I think there's a lot better acting going on in television than there is in these huge blockbuster animated features, with the exception of Rango, because I thought it deserved the Oscar, and I thought it was amazing.
Me too.
And the guy that cast it, he cast great actors, some known, some not known, like me, and I think it showed all the way through, But you see some of these sequels, and it drives me crazy, I had a friend who was nominated for the Academy Award for Up, and he wrote Up with the other two writers, and I thought they did a great job, But if you think about it, there weren't that many people in that film.
Right.
Right. Any questions from the chat? Or no?
Some people are talking about One Piece right now. I don't know
why.
I
see Itachi. I didn't see Hugo. I'm looking at the chat. What type of character roles do you like? I like voicing bullies a lot. I'm going to producers next week for a big series that I can't talk about, but I'll tell you that the character is phenomenal. It's the most crotchety character that I probably have ever been given the opportunity to play for animation. So I love doing bullies. I love doing like freaks and weirdos. I don't like being the hero too much. I mean, Naruto's great, but other than that, it's more interesting to voice some of the other, weirdos. I like playing weirdos.
Well, even Naruto, I think, is a combination of the hero and the weirdo. I think that's
because he was an outcast at the beginning of the series, and it's sort of been his struggle for acceptance throughout the whole thing.
Right. So.
Yeah, and he's also kind of bipolar at times.
Like most kids.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
God.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so...
I see this one been popping up, and I don't even know if we discussed it last year, and I'm kind of curious, because you weren't involved in any anime before, how did the role of Naruto, how did that come about?
I got, like I always do, I auditioned for a crap load of stuff, and this was just one of those things. They sent it to me, and at that time I went into my agency to record some lines. Then they submitted it to producers, and I got a call back, and the callback was actually right before my birthday, and 7 years ago. And I went to a producer session, and there were all these people there, all the Viz people, Japanese people, and all the LA producers at Studiopolis. And I went through a pretty rigorous 1 hour maybe audition process where they were pitching me up and pitching me down and just trying different scenarios and scenes. And when I finished, I've told this story before, so forgive me if you guys have heard it, but when I finished it, I said, well, thanks so much. I hope I get the job. And Jamie Simone said, oh, you have the job.
Nice.
Why the hell didn't you tell me that an hour ago? Like sweating bullets, like working my ass off in the booth for an hour, nervous. And I would have been a lot more calm if I had not, but anyway. So that's how I got in. And then I went home and I Googled it. And I typed in Naruto, and I think I got over 100,000 hits. And I was like, holy shit, what is this? And then I realized how big it was. And then I haven't done that many conventions, but I started going, I went to a few. The first one I did was in London.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't believe how crazy popular it is.
I know we saw you at
Otakon.
Otakon in 2010
Yeah, it was
for
2000.
the uncensored panel and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, losing my voice at the late night panel. I
Really?
hate. I hate them because it's always like really dirty and you feel dumb. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want this on YouTube. Me saying, nasty stuff. I'm like, I don't think my employers want me to say things that come out of those panels.
They're usually pretty good about not doing
Otakon
that.
is so big, there's not much they can do about it.
Yeah.
No, I know. I loved Otakon. That was
It was
really
a lot
great.
of fun.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well,
year was a lot of fun.
That was
Yeah.
fun. I'm going to Phoenix for the Phoenix Comic-Con Memorial Day weekend.
Awesome.
Cool.
And I've never been there, but I think it's also a big one. And I'm going to, I don't know if it's been announced, but Houston, Texas, the weekend of, I don't know, the 6th, 7th, 8th, or something like that. I think it's a pretty big one, and now I can't remember the name of it. If anyone knows, let me know. I could look it up, but I can't remember the name of it. So those are the conventions I'm doing this year.
Cool. No, I'm glad to hear you're doing those. Is there anything coming up that you'd like people to know about? Yeah, that sentence made sense. Yeah.
Well, I'm on this Disney show on camera called Lab Rats, which is the first season, and it's a lot of fun. I play this horrible principal who's very mean, and I have a recurring role on that, which is pretty fun. And I did a movie called Wrong, which I think will be out this year in theaters, which is pretty whacked. Probably would appeal to anime fans because it's out. It's just it makes no sense. It's crazy. It's like this crazy French guy directed it, and he also directed this movie. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, called Rubber.
Oh, with the tire.
The homicidal tire.
Yes.
So it's the same director. So I'll be in that movie coming up, and what else? I'm doing a couple other films this year, but I don't know when they get released or anything.
And other Transformers.
I don't think I'm doing the new Transformers.
Apparently
yet.
they're making more.
They've got to make. They're money makers.
Yeah,
there's no reason.
it would be lovely. Did I tell you how Michael Bay directs people?
No.
You wanna hear that?
It's not the same way that he direct Megan Fox. I hope not.
Let's leave that alone.
I don't know. I wasn't there for that. I was with Rosie Hunt Whitley, who was lovely. She's like, "Hello, I'm Rosie." So here's how Michael Bay directs. He goes, the first day we're on set, he calls me and the other office workers together, and we're all in the office. Me, Ken Jeong, Scott Krinsky, and all these other guys. And he goes, so you guys know what this movie's about, right? And we go, no, because no one gave us a script. So he goes, okay, it's a bunch of robots, and like one robot kills the other robots, and Chaya's character tries to save the world. Okay. That's literally what he said. Like, okay.
So glad he's passionate about this.
And then we would just sit in a room in these $500, my suit was like custom for me. I had 5 different, at least my shirt was $275. They reconstructed it so it fit me perfectly. I wish I bought it from the set. And he goes, he just walked past you in this glass office. And I commandeered an office because we were sitting in this holding area with folding chairs. And I was like, screw this. I'm going in that empty office with these cushy chairs. And a PA walked by and he's like, you guys are supposed to be in there? I'm like, yeah, they said it was okay. Then slowly Ken Jeong and everybody else came into the office with me. And then eventually someone came by and they're like, oh, this is your holding area, right? And we're like, yep. And we just lied and said it was because we were there like 17 hours a day. It was freezing cold. And Michael Bay would walk by and he'd just point at me and someone else and he'd be like, come here. And then we go out into this huge office and he'd go, okay, so give me this, go. And you'd be like, what? What'd you say? What? John Malkovich is going to walk by and you're going to be like, no! Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And the camera that was used for, what's the movie? The blue people,
Smurfs?
you know.
Avatar.
Avatar.
There you go.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
They were smart.
Smurfs!
I had a blank they use that camera, so there's this massive, like, $1 million camera right in my face. And I'm like, what did he say? He mumbles constantly, like you can't understand, and he's sort of ADD. So, you know, eventually you just do something, he's like, you're supposed to say this. And you're like, oh, okay. You know, it was sort of stressful and fun and manic and crazy.
So, we did very well this segment. We're up to 33,450.
We added $150 during that half hour.
I'll add those while we're on break. Yep. Don't worry, Yep. So, Maile, thanks again for coming on. You helped out so much last year, and thank you for coming on again this year.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Always
Thanks
fun.
so much. I'm going to go to dinner now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maile.
Thanks, you guys. Keep up the good work, and thanks for asking me to do it.
No, of course.
We appreciate it.
Of course.
We love talking to you. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.